What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So I got the Milwaukee Rocket M18. So I bought I bought one of those Milwaukee hanging lights. They have a little hook and you can kind of hang it up. I thought that was going to be the better option. I wasn't sure if I would like this kind that stands up on the floor. But the hanging kind, you still have to run a cord to it if you want to use a cord. If you're using the battery, it's not an issue. But one thing I can't stand is cords hanging down, whacking you in the head. And I was doing a job with my sister, and her boyfriend he bought one of these, and we were using it, and I was actually quite impressed by it. So it's pretty dark in here, and I think it would work well in here, so figured why not. Let's open it up and check it out. Let's see what we get. So, personally, I always I'll write down the serial number on this manual, and then I'll photocopy the receipt, and I'll stick the original receipt and a photocopy in this booklet with the serial number, and then you file it. And if something happens with the tools, any Milwaukee stuff, 5 years, you can send it back for repair. So it's definitely worth doing. And of course, you gotta write your name all over it. Ooh, look at this. Just like picking a scab, man. Love it. But we'll take a quick look at it here first. So it's got a power button right here, and you push this. Oh, yeah, you push this button, and you can fold in the legs. Or click them down. It's got a spot for a battery, which it looks like it's big enough to fit a 12.0. And then you also have a place where you can plug it in directly, so you can just use a cord and not have to worry about changing batteries. And then it's got these two collars right here, so you can lift this thing and telescope it up. And you got a nice bright LED light. Yeah, let's plug it in and see what she looks like. So first off, fully extended. Fully extended, this thing is like 6.5 feet tall. This thing goes up really high, which is kind of cool. But we need to bring it down to a normal level. Bring it over here in the corner and get it out of the way. Now let's go back over here. Oh yeah, look at that. That thing is super bright too. So I think this is going to be a, better. I mean, regardless, if you want to use a cord with a light, whether you hang it or you have a stand, I just didn't know I was going to like, if I was going to like the stand, because it takes up floor space. And we have some Husky brand from Home Depot with the 2 LED lights in the stand, and those things, every time somebody trips over an extension cord or bumps into them, they fall apart, they fall over, they're always in the way. But this seems, it's really stable. This thing's super stable, especially if you put a 12.0 battery in there. So I don't know, I'm not sure about battery life on this. So we're actually gonna do a test. All right, here is a almost brand new. This hasn't been used very long. And it's fully charged. Standard 5.0 battery that most people would have. And then here is a 12.0. And actually, this battery pack, I rebuilt this. I put new cells inside. So it is an older battery, the shell, but all of the cells inside are brand new. So this would be basically like a fresh battery off the shelf from Home Depot. So we're gonna start by clicking in a battery. I wonder if, no, it doesn't. I was gonna say, it would be nice if they added, by having it plugged in and having a battery in, it would charge the battery for you. But I guess that would be asking for too much. Milwaukee. All right, so let's check the time. $7:58. 7:58 a.m. Oh, look at that. I unplugged it and it went straight to battery power. Seamlessly. And we are on high. All right. So now we're just going to run this until it dies. And we'll check the time. All right. It is 11:50. Almost 12 o'clock. And this thing just started blinking on me, giving me a warning. Yeah. The battery is about to die. So, I mean, it'll probably go for another, probably 10 minutes or so. But you get about, I would say you would get about 4 hours on high out of a 5.0 battery. That's not bad. Oh, there it goes again. See? It's warning me again. Shut me down. So we're gonna do a comparison between this light and the one that I bought the first time. The first Milwaukee light that I bought that has a little hook, and you can hang it in the ceiling, you can put a battery on it, and it's like a floodlight. But I've noticed some huge differences between this guy and the one that I have at home. So I was expecting this battery to die fast. And I was expecting when I took this battery out of the tool that the battery would be piping hot because it was getting overworked. That was not the case. We got almost 4 hours of basement prospecting time. Looking for Whitey Bulger's victims, possibly some gold bars. So far, no gold, but did find a little bit of copper and brass. Also, I found, this looks like possibly, a bricklayer's tool when they were breaking these bricks for the foundation to, break them cleanly with a little chisel like this. Kind of cool. But yeah, 4 hours on one of these little batteries. Battery wasn't hot. That's pretty good. Also, this light stays very cool. This does not get hot. So that's gonna be nice in the summertime when you're working in a hot box and you need some light and you don't want it to make it even more hot. But yeah, I would imagine with this 12.0, we're gonna get at least, I would say at least double this. 8 hours battery life. Yeah, there's no way, because these are 18650 batteries inside, and on the 12.0 they're 21700s. They're much bigger and better batteries, and there's a lot more of them. So yeah, we're gonna check out the other light too, You know, I got that one originally. Thought I was gonna like that one better. It was smaller, didn't take up floor space. I could hang it if I wanted to, but it's a battery hog. The batteries get hot, and if you want to plug it in, you're gonna have cords hanging, hitting you in the head. So, yeah, this new one is quite nice. Let's try folding it up real quick. God, it's bright. Drop that in there. And you're off. Yeah, and this thing is, need to move it. Doesn't want to tip over. I like this light. So here's the other Milwaukee light that I have. I got this a while ago. This is the Radius. So this isn't a bad light. It's extremely bright, especially on high. Yeah, this thing is bright. But on high, this thing is a little bit of a battery hog. But you know, it was okay. You know, I didn't mind this for work. You can set it on the floor in the middle of the room, and it does brighten up the room. As you can see, you know, a little bit of a difference. Let's turn this off. If you set this on the floor in a room, versus picking it up in the air. Yeah, see, there's a really big difference there. So, I don't know, this one you can hang it from the ceiling and you can plug it in with a cord, but then you get the cord and you have to like kind of snake it through the ceiling, and yeah, the cord hitting me in the head was driving me nuts. So this thing just kind of got permanently installed down here in my little shop. I just plug that cord into it and it just lives here. So which light do you buy? That's a good question. So I would say it depends on you know, what you do and what you need it for. So the Radius, you know, like the name, the Radius, it pushes out light in 360 degrees. So it needs some lumens, you know, to push that kind of power out. So it's a little bit of a battery hog if you're using it on high. So I've actually taken a 5.0 battery off of that light in the past, and the battery was, I mean, I would say between warm and hot. You know what I mean? And if you're working a battery to the point where it gets hot, then you're doing something wrong, and you need to put a bigger battery on, because you're gonna shorten the life of your battery by, you know, abusing it like that. So that's kind of what steered me away from the Rocket in the first place, because it's big. It looks huge, right? And you're like, wow, it's like 6.5 feet tall, and I figured it was going to be a hog on batteries. That's why it's nice that you have the option to plug them in, and with the Radius, you know, if you hang it, then, you know, you have to run the cord to it. You got cords hanging. I don't know. It was all right, but it just kind of, you know, it wasn't enjoyable to use at the job site, so it kind of just got stuffed in my shop, and that's kind of where it lives. But you know, someone else had the Rocket, and we were using it, and I'm like, wow, this thing is kind of nice. So I took a chance on it, and we just did the test today, and I was like completely blown away. Like, I cannot believe, you would think that thing is a huge battery hog. It's not. That 5.0 battery gave us almost 4 hours, and I took the battery off and it was cool. It wasn't even warm. which tells me that the battery's not overworking. So that's a great thing. So, you know, the rocket just, it kind of puts light where you need it and doesn't throw it everywhere. I mean, you can just aim the light up and it will just reflect off of ceilings and go everywhere, especially, you know, with a drywalled ceiling that's painted white. It'll do the whole room. But in a basement where it's just like floor joists and stuff, it's a little harder to reflect the light everywhere. But still, I think it was great today to have that thing. If you need to move it, you just pick it up and move it. You don't have to unsnake cords and do all this stuff. And if you do plug it in, the cord's on the ground. It's not hanging, which is really, really nice. It would have been a nice touch if they added in a charger, you know. So if you had the light plugged in, you could actually click a battery in there. If you're like jackhammering or something, or using a drill, you could have an extra battery charging. But, you know, it is what it is. It probably would have been more expensive, and they probably figure, well, you already have your charging solution figured out, which I do, so it's not like the end of the world. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to do a little comparison, unboxing of the Milwaukee Red Rocket. Well, I don't know if it's called the Red Rocket, but it's red, and it's called the Rocket. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it. Make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.